Joining me now, Dr. Charles Krauthammer, Fox News contributor. Charles, good to see you tonight. Thank you for being here. So, we're sort of on day 2 of this particular chapter of this story. And Devin Nunes says basically that he is not sorry that he went ahead and shared this information with the president. What do you think?
Well, I think he did make a mistake in the sequence of his revelations, going to the press, then the White House, and then to his committee. In fact, we hear from reports that in meeting with his committee today, he did actually offer an apology for not having told the committee first, which is what you would expect. The mainstream media have been harping on that as if that is the story here. It's not. It's a sideshow of a sideshow of a sideshow. It's something he shouldn't have done. But the fact is that he saw something that disturbed him and he thought ought to be revealed. The problem we have is that we don't know enough of the facts. We do know there's a charge against the Trump administration that there was a collusion with the Russia campaign. There's an investigation of that. We also know there was Trump's own charge of being wiretapped, for which there is no evidence, wiretapping of Trump Tower. But now there is this third story, and we need to keep them distinct, which is Nunes' charge that there was improper use of the information picked up legally and incidentally in the surveillance of foreign folks, which of course is allowed, which we do, but normally you're supposed to mask the names. His charge, and we have known that there was one improper use of that in the surveilling and the leaking of the name of General Flynn. Right. Now, whether or not he acted properly or not is not the issue, but there seems to have been an abuse of the system here. The Nunes charge, as you just shown in that clip, is that it was widespread and systematic. That is what he says. We need to see the evidence.
It goes back to the New York Times story. And in that story, it was revealed that they went to great lengths to sort of open up the channels and make it easier for more people in a wider circle to see the transcripts of conversations or the emails, the things that the NSA is allowed to get their hands on. And in that story, Charles, the overwhelming feeling is that they were do-gooders, that's how they saw themselves, that, we have to make sure that the country knows what the Trump administration was up to. So if we didn't leave these tea leaves and open these doors, it was all going to go away, and they would never know. That's a pretty big assumption to say, well, we're going to change these rules because we've decided that this is what's for the best of the American people.
And there's a second problematic aspect, which is the way the information was achieved in the first place. You're supposed to, when you are listening in on the foreign people, let's say ambassadors from other countries, and according to Nunes, this is not Russian.
Yep.
These are non-Russian people. That's perfectly legitimate. When you pick up incidental Americans, you're supposed to protect their identities. Now, the question is, were they abusing the statute by using the foreign eavesdropping as an excuse or as an avenue to get in, and that the real purpose was to listen in on Americans? That's the larger charge. That would be a pretty big violation of what you're supposed to do. You might have, the lesser charge is they overshot on Flynn, or perhaps they improperly unmasked the name of somebody else. But the question is, was there an intent to abuse the listening in on the foreigners as a way to get inside and improperly listen in on Americans? And as you know, that's the one thing these agencies are not supposed to do. In the absence of a court order, you don't go listening in on American citizens.
The rules are the rules. They're supposed to be apolitical and in support of the intelligence that's necessary to keep the American people safe.
Right.
That's the job.
But
it is not to become, an inside spy or to trade information into an outgoing administration about an incoming one. We've got to leave it there. Charles, thank you so much. Good to see you as always tonight. Thank you.